So hello people, in this video we're gonna learn about more questions which Infosys asked to its experienced power programmer. So the question is, you can see in the highlighted text, uh, length of the longest valid substring. So let's talk about the question more. So the question is, given a string consisting of opening and closing parentheses, find the length of the longest valid parenthesis substring. So if this is the input, the output should be 2. And again, if the input is this, output should be 4. And if the input is this, output should be 6. Okay. So we're gonna try run these questions to make you understand more. So let's say if I just take a input like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the valid should be, it should have opening as well as the closing, opening as well as the closing parenthesis. And this is not a valid. Okay. So the output should be 4. How we can do it is, like, if I make a stack and I just go on taking the inputs, if the character is, or the parenthesis is opening bracket, if I say opening, and then I pop when the I get a closing bracket. So if I get a opening bracket, I just push it in the stack, and if I get a closing bracket, I just pop it. Okay. So the first I get a opening bracket, I push it. I get a closing bracket, I pop it. Okay. Then I get a opening bracket, I push it. Then I get a opening closing bracket, I pop it. Okay. So every time I push and pop, I should increase the count. Okay. Because these are the valid things and we should be counting these as a valid parenthesis. Okay. So counter should be increased by 1 every time I pop up and push up valid parenthesis inside. But for this uh, opening bracket, opening parenthesis, there is nothing which can be seen as the closing bracket. Okay, so this is one extra there, and we should not be counting this. Okay, so the counter should be giving us the output of 4. Okay, now solve this question in the id. I have already made a class bracket count, and I have already made something over here. Like, I have taken an expression of string, and this is the string, and I have initialized a counter to 0, and I have taken a stack. So for this stack, you should import it from java.util, not stack. Okay. Now what we should do is, as soon as we encounter a character, opening character, we should push it in the stack, and as soon as we encounter a closing parenthesis, we should pop it. Okay. So what I would say is keep for int equal to I from 0 to int less than expressions length. What I should do is, if it is a character X, like expression dot caret I, and I should check if it's a closing opening bracket. If X is equal to character of opening bracket, I should or I should push it inside stack, push it inside stack, and should increase the counter by, okay. I should be increasing the counter by 1, and then get if I get X to be a closing bracket, I should be popping it. Okay. Stack dot pop. It will always pop the peak element, means the topest element, it will peak pop, and then I should increase the count by 1. Okay. Now we have written the question, and I should be printing the account. Okay. but this will give us a error because we haven't checked for the if the stack is empty or not, because every time you pop something you should always be checking if the stack is empty or not. But I'll make you understand this by running this. If I run this, I'll get a error. Okay, so the thread, it will give us a error because empty stack exception means we haven't checked the uh, stack. And for every, you can see here, if for every closing bracket is more than this, so for every closing bracket we are popping, and for that's why it is popping to extent that it has already emptied the stack. So every time we pop, we should be checking our condition, and is stack dot is empty equal to false. Okay, so if I now run this, it won't show me any error. Okay, now the valid parenthesis is longest parenthesis is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now everything out of it is not valid because for every opening bracket, only two closing brackets are there. So two opening brackets and two closing brackets, and we get the 4. Okay, if I just increase one opening bracket, it should give us output of 6. Okay, so if I run this, I should get a output of 6. Okay, the output is 6. So this was the question asked by the Infosys for the Power Programmer role. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel.